Yeah, this is regarding Hendrik Palgrim, the big boss over at RedIce Creation. He runs a website. He interviews a lot of smart people. The last couple of years, I've noticed that he's gotten more and more libertarian in his outlook. More and more that, government's the problem. I didn't listen to his interview with Stefan Molyneux, the girl that I guess he has a relationship with an American girl, and she runs Radio 14, and she does interviews, and I heard her doing an interview where she was saying anti-government this, anti-government that they're the problem. And I guess that's fine, if that's their attitude. They both came from countries with a lot of socialism. The United States and Sweden have a lot of socialism. You have almost universal literacy in those countries. You have people living to be 70, 75, 80 years old and healthy. People have relatively wealthy lifestyles. And I guess you look at that and you hate that. You're full of hate over that, which is beyond me. But you should be thankful that where you're at, that you want to return to a maven of freedom and a free society. Places like Mexico and Singapore. Go to Tijuana like I did, Hendrik. Go down there, drive through there. So go by and see a woman whose legs, looks like a elephant leg out begging. Drive into San Diego from Tijuana and have little kids stick their face into your car asking you for money, or people with no arms and no legs out there trying to dance to make money. Those are your free market countries. Those are your countries with no socialism, with no health care, no anything. People dying out in the streets. That's what you want. That's what you and Stefan and the rest of you people want. So Mr. Brand, Russell Brand, who I don't know his career. I first saw him on a award show. I didn't really like the guy to begin with. He seemed like a smartass. Didn't really think much about him. I didn't think he was that funny one way or the other. Then about 3-4 months ago, he's on NBC and one of those morning shows, and there's like 4 people on there, and he totally had them all wrapped up in stitches. I mean, he was explaining how screwed up the news program was, and how really all these news programs, nothing gets done, nothing gets accomplished. And he really pretty much made them all look like idiots. There was 4 of them ganging up on him, and they were behind. It looked like 4 on 1 wasn't enough. They needed 5 or 6 more. So he goes on Newsnight, which is hosted by this guy named Paxman, and he seems like a reasonably bright guy. And evidently Mr. Brand is now an editor of a news magazine. And Mr. Paxman is interviewing him about the situation of today. And one of the statistics that he brought up, he said that there's 300 Americans that have more money than 85 million people in America. He's talking about the fact that the political systems don't help ordinary people, and he brought up the fact that corporations and wealthy people run the world. Things that the RedIce Creation has been talking about the whole time I've been listening to them 6 or 7 years, and they've been on this stuff about the fact that there are societies that run everything, and he's tacitly, he didn't go into that, but he explained it, that democracy didn't work and our institutions didn't work, and he vaguely talked about redistribution of wealth, socialism. He mentioned those words, but he really didn't get into the plan. He pretty much said, I don't know. He said, I'm just saying that there's a big problem, that the environment is being destroyed, that people aren't getting taken care of, and he's very concerned about this. And he seemed like he was a concerned person, and he handled himself very well. And the next thing I know, I'm looking on Facebook, and Mr. Palmgren makes this reference to Mr. Brand. He didn't say anything terrible about him, but it was kind of clear he didn't like what the thing does. So tonight I'm going through on my YouTube, and it said Russell Brand calls for a socialist fantasy, socialist socialist utopian fantasy, which Mr. Brand did not call for a socialist fantasy. He said there was a problem, and he said that probably was the way that there had to be some taxation. I mean, we've had, since the 1970s, we've had an enormous increase in productivity, an enormous movement in humanity, and all the money went to the people at the top. They got it all, where the people on the bottom didn't get anything. We hardly got nothing. And anybody that knows anything should know that. So all he's saying is, it needs to be leveled out. That's what we need to do. And he was talking about something sensible. And for this, Heinrich called him an idiot. He called him an idiot. Now, I don't believe Heinrich would have called him an idiot to his face, because Russell would have made him turn him into a complete idiot. Because Mr. Brand is a comedian. He's a very sharp guy. He's very quick, very smart, and he's certainly not an idiot. He's a very smart guy. I enjoyed listening to him, and I'm offended by it. I took RedIce Creation off my Facebook page, and I'm not going back to that page, and I don't know what's the matter with you, Heinrich, but you can fuck off, okay? Fuck off. Saying stuff like that. You have no founding for that. I don't know who put you up to that. I don't know who you're working with, but, you went the wrong direction. Talk to William Ingdale, or talk to Russ Baker, any of those people, and they'll explain it to you, because evidently you're too stupid to figure it out yourself, boy. Okay? I don't appreciate you saying that to him, and if I'm doing the same thing that he just did, that's fine. I'm just some redneck over here living in South Dakota right now. That's just the way I see it. All right, bye.